Actually, I was sitting in bed and my mom had woke me up and she was like, "You want to talk to this guy for a minute?" And we'd called our insurance, the back of our insurance card, and he had told us that, like, basically about this program and how to get here and everything. And he had told me I had like 5 hours to get here. So after that, I said agreed to coming here, and that's how I became. I'd been addicted to heroin for about 4 months, and I'd hit it pretty well for my family. But I told my mom that, like, the night before getting help, and I agreed to getting treatment that next day. And I think I kind of broke my mom's heart, so I agreed to come in the next day for her, and well, for her and myself pretty much, and that's what led me here. There was a couple in Michigan that were 30 days, and they had said on the phone that if you had stayed in Michigan, 9 times out of 10, you would leave the program with people in the program, and you'd probably 9 times out of 10 go and get high with them. So my mom had said, okay, let's take her out of state somewhere. And I wasn't comfortable with that, I'm not gonna lie. I was really nervous about that. And then the guy was like, oh, so do you wanna go to the same sex program? And I was like, no, I'm so against that. So he's like, well, there's co-ed ones. And I was like, okay, I'm up for that. So I decided to come here, and then I got here, so. I got here about 12:30 at night, so it was, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was, when I seen the gates, I was very nervous. I was like, this is a very janky looking area when I rolled up the Sovereign. But like once I got into the gates and everything and saw like what it was behind everything, I was like, oh, this is really nice. And then they showed me all the area inside of it and showed me my bedroom. So I was very comfortable once getting inside and seeing the lake and everything the next morning, the river, not the lake.
That's right.
It was very beautiful and very homey-like. I had thought this place was gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie, like a prison. Like I had felt like it was going to be ran down, like we weren't gonna be able to hang out and chill and, you know, have our phones. I didn't think we were gonna be able to go to outside meetings like we were able to, have people, you know, support us like we were. We are a very, very, very close family here. We have people that talk to us like they are our moms. Like I feel like a lot of the staff here and the clinical staff and even like, you know, people that are just like us, like that are addicts that are here as clinical staff and the blue shirts, they all really care, passionate about us. And they take time out of their day, just like, I mean, Jeremy and all them say over and over again, that they see us more than their own family. And that when they hear about people overdosing or leaving this program and not getting the benefits of the doubt of, you know, staying in recovery and not, you know, making it out of here, it's sad. It's like losing their own children. And it's sad because it's like this program has really pushed me to like open up and realize like the benefits of life. Like you have so much more in life than just being an addict. Like there's so much more potential out there than, you know, just sitting there every day in a bathroom getting high. It was a very big eye-opener. I had a lot of hard time opening up at first. I was very stubborn, as they would say. I didn't want to admit that I was an addict. I didn't want to think that I was going to be here for over 30 days, let alone for 2 days. I've been here for 48 days today, and I'll be leaving here on 51 days. Kelly and I had our ups and downs. It was like an emotional roller coaster. When she left for 2 weeks for vacation, I had Juan. And he looked at me and he goes, what do you see yourself as a person? And I couldn't answer him that. And I broke down and it hit hard. I don't know if it was like, personally, as a, I didn't know how to like answer it characteristically, or if I just didn't know, I guess didn't know how to go about it, as I didn't know as an addict perspective, as now being sober, how to answer it. Yeah. And how to look into the mirror. Because I hadn't been sober for so long. It was weird to see myself, you know, like looking at it as a sober perspective. So, but the therapists here and everything are very well. They treat you very, very well. They know how to treat you and get out what they need to make you realize what you need to get out into the real world and go and do for your next steps in the life. When you have a therapist and your groups, your therapist takes on and she sees where you're working at with individuals in the groups, and they break it down. They see how you're working with other people. They see how you're fluctuating with other people, as with rolling with, if you can sit there and how your medications and everything are adjusting and how you're focusing and putting input in on group activities. And they have a way of doing it here that it's kind of tricky. I mean, sometimes you don't want to like it, and sometimes you're not gonna like it. But after a couple weeks here, I started getting the hang of groups. But they make it where they take in stuff positively from the groups and put it into the therapeutic rooms separately. And they go about asking you to do certain activities and do paperwork, individual stuff, so you can do write papers and do activities, so you can go after classes and stuff and do homework. So that was good. My favorite group, I would have to say, even though if Aaron was still here, he would probably laugh at this, was probably sex and intimacy, because I had such a hard time realizing that sex and intimacy had such a big factor in when you are an addict. You have a relationship as an individual with a partner without the drugs, and a relationship as as sober, and not voiding that, having someone there to void that drug. You have to really, balance it out and make sure you're not just replacing that drug with somebody there. So it was really hard for me to, sit there and listen to all of them, and everyone else's perspective on it. And it's very weird to listen to everyone's, problems, and not problems, but like what they went through with drugs and how they got drugs off the streets and used it. I've always paid for my drugs. I never had sex for drugs. So when people kept saying stuff like that to me, it wasn't weird, but it was at the same time like, damn, shit got real for them. So it was hard. Probably NA meetings, the outside NA meetings, just because they make you feel so welcome when you come out to them, and probably the community here, because you learn so much from each and every one of the individuals. You get so close with everybody. It's like basically your family for the 45-day stay you get. It's a very learning experience. Tools and everything you learn from everybody, from your therapeutic sessions, from your NA outside meetings, from all your classes and groups here, to just every little thing people tell you. Sovereign is a very helpful program. It is the first week obviously is very, very hard and difficult, but at the end of it all, it's very worth it. You obviously get, it's repetitive, but the more repetitive it is, it's very, it gets, stuck in your head, so you remember it, so you can go home with it and use those tools to help you.